Joining me today for Daffy Dilly is my fellow Dilly Daffy, Mr. Blue Genocide. Say hi.
Hey everyone.
Released on the 30th of October 1948 with a blue ribbon reissue on the 18th of August 1956. It's the 538th in the series and it's directed by Chuck Jones. The best way to see this one is on the Looney Tunes Superstars Daffy Duck DVD set, and it's one of the few cartoons on that set that wasn't cropped to widescreen. And in case you haven't seen this one, and this one may actually be familiar to you if you've seen a certain Looney Tunes movie, but essentially Daffy Duck is the seller of cheap novelty items and discovers that a millionaire tycoon is offering $1 million to anyone who can make him laugh. Daffy accepts the challenge, but has to get past the butler first.
Can't go in, huh?
No.
Oh well, no hard feelings. Shake. Cigarette?
Oh, you can see him! Oh, you can see him! Right this way!
Two bits of trivia here. So I'll give you the quick one first, which, when Daffy is interrogating the butler, he is impersonating Humphrey Bogart from one of his films of the time, and he even makes a reference as such while doing so, and it's pretty good. That Daffy sure can act, you know, he's definitely a great Bogart impersonator, right down to the cigarette.
Enough, John. Alias Johnny. Alias Jack. Alias Jackie. Whew. What's Humphrey Bogart got that I ain't got?
But here's something that would be pretty much lost to time, but it's the whole Joe Myler joke book. So what that is, it's a book that was written by John Motley in 1739 and is named after Joe Myler, who was an actor who performed in a lot of comedy plays before then. And the joke here most likely refers to just the low quality or time-worn qualities of the jokes in the book, and these jokes will be simply known as a Joe Myler. Now, Blue, would you like me to tell you one of these riveting jokes?
No, but you're gonna do it anyways.
That's right. A famous teacher of arithmetic who had long been married without being able to get his wife with child once said to her, "Madam, your husband is an excellent arithmetician." "Yes," replies she, "only he can't multiply."
This is the type of content you guys subscribe for.
If you guys have not subscribed to Blue's channel, I will say this. His content is just full of that. He's got a Joe Myler joke book right next to him. He's playing Sonic and he's reading the Joe Myler joke book while he's fighting bosses. So, riveting content. Make sure you subscribe.
Right, yeah, totally. Yeah, sure.
But back to the cartoon. Okay, now, many of us, and me included, have seen this cartoon before, mainly in Daffy Duck's Quackbusters, which is the last movie that Mel Blanc was involved in for the Looney Tunes, and this cartoon was used as a springboard for where the entire film comes from. And it was great then, but it's also great to see it in its original form. So tell me, Blue, this is the first time you saw it in Quackbusters?
Oh, absolutely. Like, this cartoon has very rarely been re-released on any form of home video in its original form, and I feel like it's way more common to see Quackbusters than it would ever be this short. So I feel like most people today have seen it because of Quackbusters.
Exactly, and just to give you an idea of what you were saying, the original titles to this cartoon do exist, but for whatever reason, they weren't restored for the cartoon. I don't get it. Unless it's in the works, I don't know. But they do indeed exist. But I just want to go through some of these gags, because even without the Quackbusters part involved, the cartoon itself is an absolute gem. It is so funny, and it's one of the great of the early Jones Maltese team-ups of this period of time. I mean, first of all, who doesn't love Daffy as a salesman?
Yeah.
I'm sure you love that as well, Blue, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of great Daffy shorts with him as a salesman that this idea was definitely worked upon in the future.
For sure. And I just love how obnoxious he's like. He thinks his products are actually good. Like all the Chicken Inspector badge. Although, to be fair, I would probably buy one. I think that's something I need to own for some weird reason. To go with my Joe Myler joke book that I've got sitting next to me right here, But in any case, how about that butler?
Your troubles are...
Now, when I was a kid, because again, Quackbusters. I watched that quite a bit. I used to sometimes pretend whenever there was like a butler type involved, I used to do the whole, like, I love that intro. Like, the way he
Right.
just greets Daffy is just one of the supreme pompousness. And if you look at the animation as well, everything is still except for his mouth. Like, supreme pompousness. But surely you got to try it, Blue. You got to try the whole,
No, I'll leave the pompousness to you.
Oh, okay then. I see what it's like. And it becomes like a bit of a gag a minute type short. But thankfully they're all funny. Like, why is there a random door leading outside? I mean, I'm sure you've got an answer for that.
Well, that's the unwelcome wagon.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, people have died. Sure, why not? It's and of course the chimney gag. And you've got the grappling gun gag where the butler loses his teeth. Would be pretty painful if you think about it, if they're his real teeth especially.
Well, I'm sure that whatever he was trying to say without his teeth, I'm sure he was saying the proper verbs and nouns for that.
Can we just also appreciate the fact that it appears that the butler has done something. He's clearly not on the right here, and Daffy does all the accusations as Humphrey Bogart, and you mentioned to me that he just escapes, but he doesn't come back.
No, he actually was trying to kill him.
I'm pretty sure of it, but I gotta love that disguise when the butler escapes, though. I mean, it's just the stupidest looking thing I've ever
Can I be honest? I
Mm-hmm.
remember this short. I have a Mandela effect with this short, because I remember a version of this cartoon where Daffy actually does get to the rich old guy. He does some of his gags, but they don't work at all. And then finally he trips over that rug, ends up with a cake on his head, and he starts laughing. But I remember this short having a lot more of Daffy just failing the act, basically.
It's possible maybe this short was used in a different compilation, or maybe another similar short. It's quite possible, but sometimes, yeah, we just misremember things, don't we? But
honestly, this entire short is a very nice little treat to enjoy. Like, I have a hard time remembering a lot of it from my past, obviously, because I remember it being completely different than it actually was. But it's a very solid cartoon.
And we'll get to the rating, of course. I mean, in my case, I'm giving it 9 out of 10. This one is I just love it. Everything about it works from start to finish. The gags all land. Love the way the butler talks. You gotta love Mel Blanc doing the butler there. And a nice little punchline saying, it's a living, which, of course, the Flintstones would end up using down the track. But what would you rate this one?
I think I'm just going to go a little lower and say an 8 out of 10, not because I think there's anything wrong with this short. I just think that there's better cartoons out there, which is saying a lot because I do think this cartoon is great.
There's 1,000 cartoons, so yeah, not all of them can be 10s, of course, but no, well, it's still a great cartoon in any case. So to finish off this review, I'm going to give you one more Joe Myler joke. Okay, and you're gonna listen, okay? So, a lady's age happening to be questioned, she affirmed she was but 40, and called upon a gentleman that was in company for his opinion. Cousin, said she, do you believe I am in the right, when I say I am but 40? I ought not to dispute it, madam, replied he, for I have heard you say so these 10 years.
Dislike.
In the words of Daffy Duck from the late 50s, you're despicable. Oh, why is my subscriber count going backwards? Oh, better finish it here then. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for listening to these awful jokes and hopefully wonderful reviews. Feedback's always welcome. Till next time, take care.
It's a living.